Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Inshallah, we can start, and if others are joining, then they can join, inshallah. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. ربي زدني علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين اللهم إني أسألك علما نافعا وعملا متقبلا ورزقا طيبا ربي يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير. الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين. So inshallah, last time we did up till ayah number 5, and I mentioned that this is the group of people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls the muttaqeen, and He gave us the qualities of those muttaqeen, the God-fearing people. They establish salah, they spend from whatever is given to them, and they have iman in ghaib. Ghaib means the unseen, and the unseen can include everything, including Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the angels, the prophets, the books, the previous books. So that is also part of our iman. So these are the qualities, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that these are the people who are going to be successful in the akhirah. A very easy way to understand taqwa, which is like taqwa means God fearing, people who have a fear of Allah. It's not only fearing, meaning like you are always conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's basically what it means. Anything and everything that you do, you think about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching me. So what am I doing? Is He going to be happy with me? Is He going to be upset with me? This is the constant awareness that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching. That is what taqwa is. So, and this also gives us some kind of hope as well, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not saying somebody who is a perfect Muslim, somebody who is always doing the right thing. He just wants us to be conscious of Him. And we will slip, we will make mistakes, we will do things that we shouldn't be doing, but then we will bring ourselves again up, bring ourselves up, and we will correct ourselves, and we will ask for forgiveness, and then we will keep on doing that till the day we die. This is a long, like, lifelong process. There is not going to be a day, one day, that you are going to wake up and say, okay, I am a confirmed muttaqi right now, and I've done whatever, and I'm perfect, and now I don't have to worry about it no more. No, that day won't come. It's a constant effort that we are going to put in to achieve that goal. The next group that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to talk about in a few ayahs is the disbelievers. People who outright denied the message of Quran, the message of that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam brought. And this is not like whatever is said about them. It's not that overnight they were given the message and they said, we are not believing it, and then they will be punished. No, it's not. It's been a long time. So remember that. In Makkah, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam spent 13 years preaching Islam. And these people still did not believe. This is a Madani surah. It didn't come in Makkah. So that means they were given a lot of time. And they kept on disbelieving again and again and again. And they tried killing Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They tried killing the companions. They tried to do whatever they could do to stop Islam from spreading. So these are the people that are being talked about in this ayah. So, Inna alladhina kafaru, and indeed those who have disbelieved. Sawa'un, it's the same. Alayhim, to them. Anzartahum, whether you warn them. Amlam, or not. Tunzirhum, you warn them. La yu'minun, they will not believe. So those people who have disbelieved, it's the same whether you call them to Iman or you don't call them to Iman. They are not going to believe, meaning it's been so long now. They have been given so much time, and the way they behave, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, no matter what you do, they're not going to come to Islam. And this is also true for us. Like in our life, sometimes we feel that maybe our relatives or our siblings or our parents or our kids, that why aren't they coming towards Islam? And we try to preach to them and we try to tell them, but they don't listen. So one thing we always need to remember, hidayah, that is guidance, can only come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You and I cannot give anyone guidance. Yes, we can be a source. We can be, they call the middleman between the message of Allah and somebody being a Muslim. We can convey the message, and that's it. Everyone will like have you can say whatever their connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, that will determine whether they will come to Islam or not. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying it's the same whether you warn them or you don't warn them, they're not going to believe. Khatam Allahu, Allah has put a seal ala upon qulubihim, their hearts, wa ala and on sam'ihim, their hearing, wa ala and on absarihim, their vision, ghishawa is a veil, walahum and for them adhabun is a punishment, azimun great. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed a seal, seal sometimes in the old time when letters were sent, there was a seal put on the back of the letter where the flap will close, and then that will assure that nobody opens it, because if the seal is broken, that means that somebody opened it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that upon their hearts, upon their hearing, like there has been put a seal. Like they have been given so much time, so many options again and again and again. Now, no matter what you do, they're not going to listen. They don't even want to listen. Their heart won't listen. And upon their eyes, there is a ghishaba, veil. Veil means like, it's not that they can't see. They can see, but they can't see the truth. You might know people that they are reading the Quran day in, day out. Like they're just completing the Quran, they're reciting it, but still you don't see any changes in their life, because they don't see what the message is. And then there are people, even if they're Muslims, or like at this point here, it is the ayahs are talking about the disbelievers, that the message was given to them so many times. And always remember that this Quran was revealed in Arabic, and Arabic was their native language, so they could understand what the ayahs were. It's not that they didn't have some tafseer teacher or somebody who can teach them tajweed or something. No, they understood whatever was being said. It was in their own language. And even then, they did not want to listen. They didn't want to adopt. وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ, and for them is a great punishment. And sometimes people say, okay, like even now when we see non-Muslims, and so what is like, why will they be punished? They don't know anything about Islam, and why are they going to be punished? So, and then at the same time, you will see people, you will see people who do revert to Islam. Because if somebody has something in their heart, if they have the softness of their heart, if they leave their hearts open to anything, then they hear, whenever they hear the Quran or the teaching of Islam, they just revert. So it is a possibility. It's not that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is forcing disbelief on somebody, that as if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is forcing a seal on their heart, and now it's not their fault, there's a seal on their heart. No, it's not like that. They were given chances. Then at one point, and just imagine like in our daily life, those of you who have young kids, you tell them something one time, 2, 3, 4, and what happens after the 5th time? We get frustrated. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them like 13 years. 13 years. And they still didn't want to believe. So then everything was stopped. And this is only a particular group of disbelievers that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about. It's not about everyone, that now they have a seal, so it's not their fault. No, it's not for everyone. If that was the case, we won't see any reverse now. Now, this is the third group. Now we are starting the ayahs for the third group. So first group is mu'mineen, the muttaqeen. The second group was the disbelievers. Now the third group, and the ulama, the scholars say that this is talking about the hypocrites. What is hypocrisy? That you say something else and you do something else. Something else is in your heart, but what you're saying is something different. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ, and among the people, مَنْ يَقُولُ, are those who say, آمَنَّا, we believed, بِاللَّهِ in Allah, وَبِالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ, and the day of judgment, or the last day, وَمَا, and not, hum, they be mu'mineen, believers. So among the people, there are people who say, yeah, we believe in Allah and we believe in the Akhirah, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that they're not believers. You know, when Rasulullah sallallahu came to Medina, there were many people who had already become Muslims, but there were also some other people who were not Muslims. But then they saw that, okay, now Muslims are becoming a majority, so we might as well become Muslims if we want to be in their good books. And then just on the face of it, we will say that we are Muslims, but we will not do. So there was a huge group of people who used to sit with the Muslims, and they used to attend prayers and they used to do all the things. But when they used to go back home and be with their own friends and event, they will just say, okay, we were like, they didn't believe. Basically, they were pretending to be Muslims. And Allah knows. Allah knows what's in somebody's hearts. So he's saying that like people who say that they believe in Allah and they believe in the Akhirah, but they're not mu'mineen. يُخَادِعُونَ اللَّهَ. They seek to deceive Allah. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. And those who have believed. وَمَا. And not يَخْدَعُونَ. They deceive إِلَّا. Except أنفسهم, themselves. وَمَا يَشْعُرُونَ. And they do not realize it. So they're trying to deceive Allah and the companions and the Prophet and the Muslims by saying, okay, no, we believe you do. We are with you, so that they can get the secrets of Muslims. They will sit in their company and then they will do whatever behind the backs to do harm to Muslims. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying they're trying to deceive not only people, they're trying to deceive Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. But what is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying? That they're not deceiving anyone else other than themselves. And you know, this is what happens when we feel that, okay, in front of people, I'm going to behave a certain way so that they see me, yeah, I'm praying, or I'm wearing certain types of clothes, or I'm saying all the right things. But we need to remember, Allah knows if I'm pretending to be somebody that I'm not. And that concept and that thinking that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can see and He can hear and He knows what's inside of me, what's in my heart. If that concept becomes really, really strong, it will stop us from doing so many wrong things. So many wrong things. I know people they will, like, if they are in a certain company, they will start and get up and pray. But otherwise, they will not pray. Or they will say certain things when they are in a different group and they're going to say something else in a different group. And they're not only they're deceiving themselves. Basically, they feel that, okay, yeah, we fooled people. They might have fooled the people because nobody has the ability to see through somebody. We don't have X-ray visions that I know what's in your heart, or you can know what's in my heart. But again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. So if I keep on doing things that I am able to do and people don't know about me, I'm just fooling myself. Allah knows. So this can go both ways. If our belief in this concept becomes strong, that yes, Allah can see. Sometimes it is very it's very consoling. We did something good for somebody and nobody knows about it, or nobody can see. But at that point, if we say no, Allah knows all the good that I'm doing. I just want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to know. I don't want anyone else to know. He's the one who's going to repay me or give me ajr for it. So it gives us peace that Allah knows. But these people, the hypocrites, they do wrong things while pretending to be Muslims, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, they're just fooling themselves. Fi qulubihim, in their hearts, maradun, is a disease. Fazadahum, increase them Allah, maradan, in their disease. So they, in their heart, is a disease. So being a hypocrite, or being jealous, or being all these things that we do, these are all diseases of the heart. Being a hypocrite is a disease of the heart. It's not a physical disease. Nobody can see it. It can be cured by a doctor. It is the disease of the heart. If we are jealous of somebody, it is a disease of the heart. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَزَادَهُمُ اللَّهُ مَرَضًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just lets them be. Okay, just keep increasing your marad. You keep increasing your disease. Because they have gone so far in that now they're just left to do whatever. And you know, as far as the punishment is concerned, we are told that these hypocrites are going to be in the lowermost part of hellfire. May Allah protect us all. And the lowest part is where it's the hottest, and people are thrown on top of each other. And this is because, a hypocrite is very dangerous. Why is it dangerous? Because he's pretending to be somebody he's not. And it's hard for people to know. A disbeliever, we know, okay, this is a disbeliever. He doesn't believe in Allah. He doesn't believe in the Akhirah. So we know he's not a Muslim. We treat them nicely still, but we know that he's not a Muslim. But these people, they pretend to be Muslims. So they can stab you behind, like in your back, so you wouldn't know. And we might have friends in our lives. We might have relatives in our lives who are somebody else on our face, and they are behind our back. They do so many other things. وَلَهُمْ, and for them, عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ, a very painful punishment. Bima, because of kanu, what they used to, yakdhibun, they used to lie. This was a lie that they used to tell not only Rasulullah sallallahu, all the Muslims, that yeah, we are with you. There was a leader of the hypocrites. His name was Abdullah bin Ubay. He was going to be made the leader of people in Medina before Prophet Muhammad sallallahu migrated there. So he had really like negative feelings about the Prophet, and because he was going to be the leader, and now Prophet Muhammad sallallahu has become the leader. So he was like, he pretended to be a Muslim. And you know what he used to do when Rasulullah will start, before he would start addressing people, Abdullah bin Ubay will stand up and say, people, listen, the Prophet of Allah is going to say something to you, just to show that how much, like how such a good Muslim he is, and how he wants the Prophet to say something. He used to do that. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that when he was with his people, what he was planning. وَإِذَا, and when it is قِيلَ لَهُمْ, it is said to them, لَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ, do not spread corruption on this earth. قَالُوا, they say, إِنَّمَا, indeed, only نَحْنُ, we are muslihun, we are reformers. You might have seen people in your life as well. When you tell them, okay, don't be a fasadi, like don't create fasad, don't create corruption among people. And they will say, no, we're just trying to reform. We're just trying to make peace among people. And I have seen people, like let's say two people, they're not on talking terms. They can be two, like a husband and wife. They can be friends. It can be anyone. And let's say they have some misunderstanding and they're not talking terms. So instead of creating a situation where they will come together, some people will say stuff like that to one person, that instead of making his heart soft, it will just create more tension between them. They feed off of that tension between them. There are people in our lives that they just like that. And when you call them out, they would say, no, we were just trying to reform. This is something I'm pretty sure everyone must have experienced at one point in their life. I've experienced it. So, and this is like true for the hypocrites, that when it is said to them, don't create problems or spread corruption, they say, no, we are not spreading any corruption. Allah, beware, innahum, indeed they, whom themselves al-mufsidun, they are the ones who spread corruption, walakin, but la, not yash'urun, they realize it. Sometimes they don't realize it, but their intention was not good. That's why they are mufsidun, they are spreading corruption. So when you know that something, for example, a husband doesn't like a particular habit of his wife, something, it can be anything. Now, you know about that habit, and then when you talk to the husband and you say that, yeah, no, she's trying, but the other day she still went ahead and did so much shopping, or she went there, or yeah, she's trying not to do it, but it's really hard, so she went there. This is a way of instigating. And we have to be really careful. Always remember, if what you are going to say, whatever is coming out of your mouth, if it is going to create problem among people, just don't say it. Don't say it, no matter what it is. Unless it is something that you know, and you are a witness to something, and you are required to tell the truth, then it's okay. But otherwise, it's always a good idea to just don't say something that might create more problem among people. وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ, and whenever it is said to them, Aminu, believe, Kama, as Aman nasu, as people have believed. Qalu, they say, do, nu'minu, should we believe? Kama Amana Sufahaha, just like the fools have believed. These Muslims were called fools because they were all weak, or they didn't have that much wealth, so they were called fools by them. Allah, beware, innahum, indeed they are, whom, they themselves, as-sufaha'u, are the fools, walakin la ya'lamun, but they do not know. These are the people who are fooled. You know, sometimes when people start following their deen, and especially women, when they start being like making changes in the way they dress, in the way they talk, in the way they go to places, and people start making fun of them, and people start mocking them. People do so many things. So when these people are told, okay, why don't you come to Islam too? And they say, okay, just like Muslims, like these people who are like fools, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is calling them fools, but they don't know. وَلَكِنْ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. These are the ones who are the fools. Because in the end, no matter how much like you're mocking me or making fun of me, of the way I dress or the way I talk or the way I follow my deen, in the end, if I am doing something for the sake of Allah, He is there to give me ajr, and He is there to see what I'm doing. I don't need approval of people. They always remember that. I don't want people to approve the way I am doing things. The only approval we need is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If He's okay with me, no matter what anyone is saying, I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to, I don't need to make people happy. People will never be happy with me. They will find something, one thing or the other, in the way I do my dealings, or in the way I dress, or in the way I talk, or in the way whatever I do. People will always remember, people will always find fault in you. There will never be a time when people will say, okay, you're just perfect. There's nothing wrong with you. Because the other thing is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not make us perfect. We human beings, we do make mistakes. And this is something that we were like, that's how we are created. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is perfect. He doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't do things that He's not supposed to. He is just perfect. We humans are not perfect. Sometimes we start thinking like, okay, I wouldn't make that mistake. We start thinking we are perfect. And that makes us do so many things that are wrong. But because in our minds, we feel that we are perfect, we just don't care. وَإِذَا لَقُوا الَّذِينَ, and when they meet the people, آمَنُوا, who have believed, قَالُوا, they say, آمَنَّا, we believe. So these hypocrites, when they meet the mu'mineen, the Muslims, they tell them, oh no, we are Muslims too. We are believers. وَإِذَا, and when خَلَوْا, they are alone, إِلَى شَيَاطِينِهِمْ, with their evil ones, قَالُوا, they say, إِنَّا, indeed we, مَعَكُمْ, are with you. Innama, only, nahnu, we are mustahzi'un, are mockers. So when they are with Muslims, they say we are with you, and when they are with their own people, with the other hypocrites or with the disbelievers, they say that we are with you. We are just mocking them. We are just like pretending. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called them shayateen. Shayateen are the evil ones. So shaitan is not the only shaitan, that iblis, that the jinn that makes us do wrong things. Shayateen can be in the form of people as well. It can be people around you. It can be your friends. It can be your family members. They can take shape and form of anyone that's so I was talking to my daughter about it, and I was just saying that if your friends are making doing wrong things easier for you, then they are not your true friends. A true friend will always stop you from doing the wrong thing. For example, if you see somebody jumping in, like off a cliff, wouldn't you stop them? Or somebody jumping into the fire, wouldn't you stop them? If you're not stopping, then you're not their friend. So this is something we need to remember. Shaitan comes through our friends as well. We need to sit and think, okay, the people I surround myself with, what kind of people are they? Is it easier for me to pray salah on time when I'm with them, or avoid the sins that I shouldn't be doing, or do we talk about good things? Those are the kind of people you want to surround yourself with. Sometimes we feel, okay, no, I am the one, I am the good one, so I will change them. And what happens is, instead of me changing them, I adopt their ways. We don't even realize. When I was younger, I just looking back now, I realize, like, you pick up so much from your friends. The group of friends I had, not bad or good. I'm just saying that I remember, like, even dressing up like them, or and talking the way one of my friends used to talk. The language that I used, not bad language, but the way the words that she used, I was using them. The things that she liked, I started liking them. We don't realize in every age that can happen. It's not only youngsters, any age. We are whom our friends are. Always remember that. If I am keeping a company of people who it's very common for them or normal for them to miss salah, or to lie, or to mock people, or to be mean, or to go to places which are inappropriate, then I'm just one of them, no matter what. Allahu yastahzi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mocks bihim at them. وَيَمُدُّهُمْ, and prolongs them. Fi in طُغْيَانِهِمْ, their transgression. يَعْمَهُونَ, they wander blindly. Sometimes we feel, okay, we know that these people are doing something wrong. Why isn't Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punishing them? And sometimes we see, okay, people, take the example of disbelievers even, or people that have black money. They're not earning wealth through the proper channels, but they're still making money day by day and increasing their wealth and having those mentions and the big cars and the clothes, and nothing is happening to them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala yamudduhum, He prolongs them. I always give this example. I really like it when my teacher gave it to me, that let's say you have a dog and you have a really, really long leash. Really long leash. Maybe, I don't know, just to give you an example, maybe a few, I don't know, 20 feet or 20 meters, whatever, a big number. Now, you keep the dog tied to with the leash, and the leash is tied to a pole. And the dog just runs here and there, and because he feels that he's free, because it's such a long leash that he can go wherever. So one day he starts running really fast. What happens when he reaches the end, meaning the full length? What happens? And he's running, there's a huge jerk, and he's pulled back because the leash is tied. It's not never ending. So that's what happens with people sometimes when they're doing the wrong things. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just lets them be. And then one day, even for the smallest of mistakes, they are just caught and they are punished. And people feel that nothing's happening. I might be doing something wrong. Maybe Allah Ta'ala likes me a lot. Or what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Fi tughyanihim ya'mahun, they're just blindly wandering. They're just going on doing wrong things blindly. They don't even realize what they're doing is wrong. They just feel that nothing is going to stop them. That nothing can be taken away from them. I'm just going to do one more ayah and then I'm going to stop. أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ, those are the ones who اشتروا الضلالة, they have bought. Dalala is straying, or dalala is opposite of guidance. Bilhuda, for guidance. So they have sold the guidance and have bought the misguidance. Fama, so not rabihat, profited. Tijaratuhum, their commerce, or their tijara, or their business. Wama, and not kanu, they were muhtadeen, guided ones. So these are the people, like the qualities that we just learned about the hypocrites. They are the one who have sold their guidance. Guidance was there. They had the Quran. They had the light of the guidance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would have guided them, but they sold it. Always remember, every child is born on fitra. Fitra means on guidance. Everyone is a born Muslim. It's their parents and the family and the people around them that turns them into any other religion. So they had the guidance, they just gave it away for misguidance. And this business that we did, it's not going to profit them anyway. And they're not the guided ones. They are misguided. They are misguided these because they chose to to pretend to be Muslims, but they're not Muslims. They're trying to stab the Muslims behind in the back. They had ties with the non-Muslims, with the Jews and with the mushrikeen of Makkah, and they used to plan. And there were so many battles that were in which these hypocrites took part behind the back. So sometimes we need to look at ourselves. Am I giving away my guidance and in return I'm getting misguidance? Am I doing that? Sometimes we pay. So I just give you, so you buy a ticket to go to a concert, and majority of the ulama say that it is not appropriate. Now you paid to do something wrong, to make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala displeased with you. Or you buy a dress which you know is very tight fitting, or it is very see-through, or it is not covering you properly. You pay money to get it. So basically you paid to get misguidance. Something that will make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unhappy with you or me. So sometimes we do that when we are doing anything that is, we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't like. Basically, we are doing this dealing. We had the guidance, but we are giving it away. Inshallah ta'ala, we are going to stop here, ayah number 16. And last time, I know we decided that we will do one word at a time. Inshallah, this week I am going to post a word with the meaning, inshallah, and try to memorize it so that slowly and gradually we can increase our vocabulary. I'm just going to read the dua and stop the recording. And if there's any comment or question, you can definitely ask. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله الحمد لله رب العالمين جزاك الله خيرا.